of love is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place. Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place. Good morning. It is Sunday, August 6th. Okay, we're going to start with Peace. I've got Peace Like a River. We invite you to stand up. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like a mountain. I've got love like a mountain. I've got love like a mountain in my soul. I've got love like a mountain. I've got love like a mountain. I've got love like a mountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. Thank you very much.
You're the ones. I thought, there's nobody out here in the parking lot. There were 2 cars, 3, including mine. I came in, there were like 4 people in the sanctuary. I thought, oh, my own personal disappointment. Oh, happy to do it for 4. Like it better when there's more. And then here you are. You just come trickling in like, oh, look, there you are. You manifest out of invisibility. And how great is that? I know that people know you, but do I know you? Tell me your names. I'm looking at you. Sandy. Eric. And you know Dee, right? You know Sandy and Eric? Way back. Yeah, way back. Could be 3 days ago, the way. Welcome. I'm happy to see you. Thanks for being here. I'm Linda. And you are? Sharon and Paul. Nice to see you. Are you from round the area or? Wonderful, wonderful. I know, I took a Sunday off. What are you going to do? There. I'm sorry I missed you, and I'm glad you're here again. Thank you. Bellingham, yes. We know where that is. Just up the road a piece, we say. Good morning to you online. I'm looking at you. I see you. I see how you're showing up this morning. I don't see how you're dressed or whether or not you're drinking coffee or tea, but I see you. We see you. We may not see you eye to eye, but we see you heart to heart. and we see you spirit to spirit. And any time on a Sunday morning we can be with you because you allow us the privilege of being with you, we are so very grateful. If you can't be here on a Sunday morning while we're having service, any time of the week works. And we love when you identify yourself online and say, I'm wherever you are in self and wherever you are in presence. So thank you. Just every time, thank you. We continue to work to create technology that serves a larger population. And so we encourage you to reach out to others and say, have you visited Unity Skagit Valley on a Sunday morning? They have a good time there. We'd love to have you join us, and we'd love to have your friends be part of our larger community. We welcome you. We welcome you here in the seats in youth education. Some of you have had big life changes in the last couple of weeks. Some of you are moving toward big life changes in your lives, but we see you as you are always, whole, perfect, unlimited, free. Whatever what shall we say, gentle curves in the road might be, whether it's packing for a new home, whether it's being here or someone else, whether you're experiencing some sort of challenge in your life, we are your community, we are your family, and we are here to pray with you, to love you, and to know who you are. So thank you for being here. Please fill out a prayer slip this morning if you or someone you know has a prayer need. Please fill our prayer box. The prayer ministers are always at it. We pray this morning for Betsy and hold her in her wholeness. Sometimes we have a little fall, and so this morning we're praying with Betsy, knowing that she's quickly recovering from her little tumble. If it's your birthday in this month of August, happy birthday. And if you are up to something fun and wonderful, be sure to take time to share it with each other. Tell people about the wonderful things that are going on, not just the hard ones. So, in that spirit, we say there's only one presence and one power active in our lives. There is only one presence and one power active in our lives, active in the universe, active in and throughout all of life. One presence, one power, one omniscient, everywhere present, wisdom, guidance, unfolding good, present in and through us all. We reach out to hug this greater planet, our mother and our brothers and sisters, four-leggeds, two-leggeds, no legs, mountains, trees, fish, flowers. We lift our hearts in the big embrace that says we are one with the one presence and power that is all power and all good. In that realization, we offer blessing to the world and blessing to ourselves, giving thanks. And so it is. Richard's going to share our daily word with us this morning, Richard Treston, on faith. No matter my need, I begin with faith. Who doesn't want to hear that?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. No matter my need, I story of unity.
James Dillett Freeman tells a story from the Unity movement's early days. During a period of financial insufficiency, staff gathered together to pray. An associate said, "Let us pray that the money holds out." Co-founder Myrtle Fillmore countered, "Oh no, let us pray that our faith holds out." Today I remember the importance of faith in all my endeavors. Like everyone, I will need all kinds of things during my lifetime. More money, more time, greater harmony, to name a few. Rather than pray for specific things or results, praying for the understanding and clarity to draw upon my faith is the best place to begin. I believe in the absolute goodness of God, and I believe in myself as a spiritual being endowed with the gift of faith to direct however I choose. And from Mark 9:23, all things can be done for the one who believes. Thank you.
All things can be done for the one who believes. Not always in the way we thought, but we say there's always good in all things. I got a gift. Look. I got s'morables. Thank you, Gail. Special. I open my little squeaky thing here, and there's a present. I'm like, woohoo, my present. I would share it if you wish. Just reporting. Announcements. We don't have as many as we've had recently. On the back of your bulletin, you have a list of the month's announcements. Please take a look at that. There's a board meeting this Tuesday night at 5:30 online. On the 9th. Yeah, right? 9th, Wednesday. Yay. Wednesday the 9th, thank you. Connect the dots, connect the dots. I'm doing a special meditation for a half an hour. A little couple words of thought and a meditation for half an hour. So on the 9th online, and I can't give you any more information about it because it was in the email and it's got the link. So refer to our weekly email. And if you're not on our email list, I can point you to the person who can tell you how to get on. Unity Basics on the 6th in the evening, on the 16th. On the 19th, men's group with Richard. On the 23rd, the Joyful Reiki Share with Valerie. And tickets are available this morning on the 25th. Our favorite friends, Narayan and Janet, will be here live in concert from 7 to 9-ish or 10-ish, or if it's a rip-roaring event, longer. Admit one person, and it's on a love offering basis. But we love to love them because they're great friends of ours. So, and they do wonderful music. So, Janet and Narayan, tickets are
$25 recommended donation.
love offering, or better yet, $25. Yeah, got it. Potluck at the end of the month. Thus are the announcements. Ward and I are everything this morning. Well, we are everything anyway, but I don't say that without humility, but we have been doing this a long time. Ward's our music person this morning. Ireland is obviously off, or Steve. She's in Everett? That's not right. She should be here. Yeah, yeah. Or Steve, when will Steve be here?
Having fun with his family somewhere.
Well, shoot. How dare he? Absolutely. Hmm? Well, even more. I mean, really. So, who wants to share a blessing in your life from this last week and a half, 2 weeks? Who's got a thank you they'd like to share? I'm looking at the Longs back there. I'm looking at Dee. Dee.
I spent 9 months on my walker, not leaving home. I'm hiking 5 miles.
Oh. Whoa.
I kayaked this weekend, this week, 3.5 miles twice, and I can overhand swim, which is just,
Oh,
I'm
Dee.
82 and life is just starting.
Oh, yay. I am so happy for you. Here's Denise.
So the Longs signed on their new home on someday this week, and we've had great support from the packing people. So
Yeah.
Heather came even though she was wounded, and we really appreciate all the help that people have been giving us.
So they prayed and prayed for a house sale, and in the right time with the right people, it was like boom, and just exactly what you wanted, with a new home to move to that you love. How perfect is you love the old home? It just wasn't yours anymore. Who else has got a thank you for the week? Chris,
Oh, my voice is good.
big.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Is it working?
Yep, you're good.
This is kind of a 2-week-old news, but I'm off of chemo.
Yay, you. Yay. 5 years?
Actually, I was blessed with only 3.
Only 3.
Yeah,
I'm so happy for you.
yeah. Just
Thank you.
keep it going.
Thank you. Yep. Yep, climbing mountains, coming over the other side. Love that. Anybody over here on this side got a thing? I have many things, many things. Miracles after miracles after miracles. The generosity and support of our congregation and friends has been truly overwhelming. I use that word so often, and I wish I had something big enough, a big enough word that could allow me to say what I feel in my heart, which is unbelievable gratitude for your support. And that generosity is felt in so many different ways. I brought little things that people are giving me. Little friend, little soft, squeezy friend. I thought maybe you could pass it around and hug on it and fill it with love. No, I want that. I want you to put you in it. So somebody needs to come get him and start the parade. Don't get him dirty. And if you're sick, don't lick him or anything. Yeah, to lick him. Yeah, I knew that. On Friday, I was on my way to UW for lumbar puncture. Don't do it for recreational purposes. What an experience. Sky had brought with me something that she has had for a very long time and said, I've supercharged this for you to keep because you can keep it near you. At the Cancer Care Center the other day, the social worker came and said, here's our heart in support things that in addition to your financial generosity, things that people are doing that are astonishing, just truly astonishing. And it makes such a difference. I'll talk more about my process when I get a little further into the morning, but just know that every thought, every way that you think of to offer me blessing is an act of generosity that is off the charts, unthinkable for someone who is really, I am so blessed in so many ways, and miracles show up for me all the time. And yet, you exceed anything that's ever been part of my life. So thank you. I think we might be ready for a meditation. What are we singing?
How could anyone ever tell you? How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
Not loved and seen. Just remember that for an instant. Don't hold it, just touch it. And remember that we all have those times in our lives when we don't feel seen as the beautiful God being we are. And in those moments, it's easy to feel as though somehow what we need is outside us. But the reality is everything we need is within. We are a world within worlds, within worlds, within universes, within worlds, within worlds, within worlds. And as we open the doorway inwardly and begin to consider the enormity of our divine nature, we open doors into what we call the infinite that lead us and guide us and bless us in the assurance not only that we are loved, but that we are essential. And we are blessed beyond measure. As you breathe and begin to move into the space of your own being, do so with a very gentle intention. I move within to experience the depth and the love and the peace within me. I move away from all those distractions and disturbances that trouble my mind. I move away by stepping back. Inwardly, I just take a step back as though when I'm centered in my heart, I can literally step back within myself to assume a higher perspective, a deeper understanding. And so I step back, watching my breath as it rises and falls. Watching my body as it holds on and releases. Watching my awareness and begin to notice that I can place my awareness on the presence of love. The presence of peace. I can move from holding on into the awareness that I'm holding on, and then I can take a breath and let go. I bring my awareness to what supports me, what sustains me, and what strengthens me. I move inwardly into the realization that I am centered in God. And I can become quiet. Be still. Be still. And allow yourself to be held. I am centered in God. And breathe. Ways from all directions. You magnet for the light for mirror. Be gentle with your body. For a moment, allow the light to penetrate every aspect of your body. Showers of light fill and peace. The power of itself. Flood your being. In the presence of one miracle after thanks. Presence of that which is infinite, unlimited, our source, creator, that which enlivens and overflows us. We give thanks. We abide in the living that assurance. Open our hearts. And again, we give thanks. And amen.
Thank you. I wanted to say that next week, Ireland will be, Steve will be here the third Sunday of the month, both this month and in September, because he's on vacation on Labor Day weekend too. So I like this song because it refers to a lot that are answered now, but well, anyway, you just make up if you like it. Well, it's very clear my love is here to stay, not for a year, forever and a day. The radio and movies that we know may just be passing fancies, and time may go. Oh, my dear, is here to stay. Whether we're going away, the time of Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble. They're only made of clay, but our love is here. Not for a year, but forever and a day. Radio and the telephone, the movies that we know may just be passing fancies, and in time may go. Probably not. But oh, my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going along our way. In time our Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble. They're only made of clay, but our love is here. Our love is here to stay. Thank you.
Was that smooth? He's very cute.
What's that?
Kim, that you're very cute. But that's, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we are cute. Okay, I got stuff. I got stuff. I may get to this stuff. I don't know. Okay, here we are. I thing on Facebook. Carol Masters. It says, my ducks are absolutely not in a row. I don't even know where some of them are. And I'm pretty sure one of them is a pigeon. Tag. What I heard in my head was me saying yesterday as I was outlining dates and doing all these calendar-like things, and affirming and confirming and reaffirming things. I was saying, I'm trying to get the ducks in a row. I'm trying to get my ducks in a row. So this is what arrived today. When you need a message, it can come from anywhere. Get my ducks in a row. So, yeah. This is my last Sunday for a while. Tomorrow we move to Seattle. I move first, and Kay will come over the weekend. Next Sunday I'll be in chemo on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Then I have a couple of days, and by the end of this week my cells should have returned from New Jersey. Now, we make a joke of it that, you know, after the apheresis, after they took my T cells, they packed their little T cell cells and had a first class companion and went off to New Jersey to be reformed, and they're coming back on Friday. And so I have 3 days of chemo, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, then I have 2 days that they want me to have absolute rest time, and then on the 18th they infuse the cells. And then as some of us can testify in person, all hell breaks loose. There's a very small percentage of people who do not have the toxic crisis of transplant, of new stuff coming in, but they anticipate that, if you will, on the 18th through that next 10 days, 2 weeks at the most, if you would just put me on your calendar as an ongoing prayer, I would appreciate it. Sky will be staying with us during that period of time. As you know, her capability to handle crisis is unbelievable. So Sky will be there to help us. Then we remain in Seattle for 6 weeks, from tomorrow on through to the near end of September for healing and recovery time. So we have some wonderful speakers coming, different experiences, people that you may not have met before. It's just a really interesting list of folks who are going to come to speak with you and inspire your journey. The thing that becomes imperative is if I'm there, I'm not here, which makes sense to most of you, and to me as well sometimes. But it means that the work here carries on. And we bring in speakers because we want people who speak in their own voices to teach truth. And every one of them is skilled in bringing truth with a different voice, their own way of speaking and presenting principles. My prayer is that you will support them fully by being here and support the ministry fully by continuing with your generosity and the awareness that we're all in this together. So please make that something that is part of your commitment. I have friends in my neighborhood, and they're so sweet. She's been bringing me watermelon. I had chemotherapy a week or so ago, and it's been bringing me watermelon cut up in little bite-sized chunks so that I can be nourished and hydrated because I wasn't feeling well. And the gift of that, you have no idea. Maybe you do have an idea, the gift of that. I hope you've had the experience of that, somebody doing something like that for you, to say, you matter and we're here for you. And the continuing and ongoing work of the ministry is that, bites of nourishment and hydration, if you will, for your spirit. And I'm really grateful for those of you who will be here doing that. And you've got a great board, and it's an amazing thing to be a community like ours. Not everybody has this gift. So on the 4th of May, in the night, I had a dream. It had been confirmed that I had a recurrence of a very aggressive lymphoma that was moving rapidly and very aggressively throughout my body. And that although 2 years ago I had moved into remission, it had come back fiercely. And fiercely to the degree that our oncologist said, I'd like to start now. And I said, no, we're going to Hawaii. Because friends had already created this space, and it was way more important to go to Hawaii than to have that first chemo dose because it would have been a fear-driven response, and it gave time for processing. But before we went to Hawaii, I was living, as you well know and saw, witnessed, in the throes of how extreme this thing was. And I had a dream. And the next day, it was imperative that I write it down. I have a lot of dreams, but I know when it's a really important dream. And I actually want to share it with you out of my own handwriting. I'm wandering, driving, following roads, and now I'm very far, a great distance from where I need to get back to. There's a town, a place, and in a distance, I can see a bridge that stretches miles and miles. The far end is obscured by fog. It's a huge, long bridge, and the far end is obscured by fog. I wonder, where does that go? I'm in the town, in a new agey section. Where else would I be? I meet a man in maybe his 40s, a very kind man. He leads me to this store kind of thing. You know, things in your dreams are never figure outable exactly. It's a crystal and bookshop. Where else would I go for help, right? I ask him about the bridge. And a woman overhears and says she used to use it when she lived in the city to get home. I think, man, that's a long bridge. And the end I can't see. And can I do it? With encouragement from the people, I decide to walk the bridge to get home. And now I'm in the bookstore, and a woman pulls out a book that has music, a book that makes music, and she says, "You're going to love this music." And it has a chanting Eastern feel. And I look at the cover and I say, "Oh, it's one of the light books," capital Light. And I haven't read this one. And I know in that moment I'll take this book with me, the light book. And another is on the counter that I haven't read. And I don't want it to get too heavy in carrying, but I know that I have to take that book. I'm afraid to start alone. And so the man says he'll get me started on the walk. I step on the bridge, and it seems carpeted. I ask how I'll avoid the cars, and he said, "You just have to move over as far as you can." I think it seems pretty dark, and I wonder if the cars will see me. We walk, and then I realize I forgot something. And there's a young woman with us, and she returns to find what I've left behind. We sit for a while and talk, and I know it's just about time for me to go on alone. But not quite. The questions are running through my mind. Is this it? Is this it? Is the bridge taking me home? What home? These people have huge hearts. They walk with me a little. And then I remember I was driving a car when I started. I wonder what happened to the car. And then I wonder what will happen as I set out alone across the bridge. And that's when I wake up. And I realize that this is a dream about life and death and new beginnings. But that I've carried the books of light with me. And they'll guide me on my way. I know. I didn't share it with anybody. I actually didn't even share it with Kay. It was one of those dreams like, just can't talk about it too soon. Because it was so impactful. It was so packed. And here's the young woman who's gone to retrieve what I've lost. And and then we went to Hawaii. And I spent every day sitting on the patio because this particular condo is a all glass corner unit right over the water. And I sat with it every day. And I knew that I was coming back to start chemo and begin the process and move forward with all of it. And the questions, about the path, the bridge, the path. The sense of every time we move forward in our lives into the unknownness, into that mystery of crossing from one place into another, is seldom ever an easy demarcation point. It every time we're going to transition through life into another manifestation of being, it comes fraught with this: who will I be on the other side? What will I be? And those questions haven't gone away. Questions about the intensity of what I'm going through. And I began to live with a question, and the question was, for what? For what this journey? Is it my time? I don't think so. The pieces that have fallen in place in such a way that someone said, well, you always have choice. You didn't have to do this CAR T cell thing. And I said, you can say it's a choice, but it wasn't a choice, it was a given. It wasn't like, hurrah, let's do this thing. It was a given. The oncologist is delivering news on one hand, and with the other, he's writing to the head of the CAR T program at Fred Hutch, to the guy who invented this process, saying, I have someone that you need to see as quickly as possible. So on one hand, there it is, and then on the next hand, I'm already introduced. And then I labored over, will they accept me? Now I'm like, ooh. There are days when the arduousness of this are like, you got to be somebody to do this. You got to be somebody to do this. And that hospital or Fred Hutch is filled with somebodies who are doing impossible things every single day. I am companioned by men and women and young people who are going through the most arduous treatments, and many of them with recurrences, and many of them in the program in a way that asks everything. And I get to witness them. I get to be there with them going through this process. I had to have a change. I had to have a switch to get to that point. The switch was, it was coming so fast and it was so arduous. And so I was just trying to keep my head above water. And then one day, a friend said to me, you need to partner with them. I was like, your team. You've got to partner with your team. Don't sit in that chair feeling as though you are not, you're not of the same stature and heart. And you got to partner with them. And I wasn't feeling like a victim. I was just so overwhelmed by it all. And the amazing thing is, every time I told them something, I have these clinic things, 3 times a week, and blood that won't come out of my body. And I save it for myself, apparently. But the experience of it was, every time I would express something that was a reaction or some sort of a something, they'd add another test on. I said to my friend Maureen, I'm not going to tell them anything. I can't deal with it. I'm not telling them anything. She's like, well, that'll work for you. Partner with them. This is a research project. Step into the field of partnership. It changed everything. It changed everything. And part of what it changed was my heart for the people around me, walking across the same bridge, experiencing that same bridge with a foggy end down there. And I could be there in a way that could partner with them, with all of us together. We're one big, huge team of people. And so every time there was the next thing that I thought, oh, not this one's the one that's going to take me over. On the other side of it, it was like, no, it didn't. I mean, I don't even say that casually. It was like, no, it didn't take me over. Nope, I'm still here. And I haven't lost my hair yet. But they think maybe this next round of 3 will perhaps affect that. But maybe I'll get to keep some hair, a little bit of hair all the way through. The considerations that we go through in our own unknowns, we all have a bridge. We all have bridges that we're crossing in one way or are waiting for us. Because that's how life is. To get from one place to another, to literally transition from what we have been into what is emerging, isn't an easy process, and you don't know what the other side looks like. Why? Because it's the walk. It's the walk, and walking one foot after another, moving forward through the experiences that present themselves, is where all the meaning is. And so it allowed me to take my focus off end results. And if you say, what do you want from this? I can't really tell you because I don't know who I'm going to be then. I don't know who I'm going to be when I come back in at the end of September. I don't know. Is my brain going to work? I don't know. Is my body going to work? I don't know. Is this the last sermon I ever give? I don't know. Dear God, we haven't hit 6,000 yet. Are we at? I mean, we added on a few this year, but my ministerial anniversary is coming up, on the 13th of August. Next Sunday when I'm in chemo, I won't be with you here, but my ministerial anniversary is coming up. I'm like, I don't know. What an interesting date. What an interesting life we lead. And the reality is, the path is the path. And when we know the path is our spiritual journey, this is the heart and the soul of our spiritual emergence. And we can hold it in such a way, not that we're like brainless tourists on an endless tour, but as conscious beings, being present to the way life is gifting us in this moment in time, with caring people who are performing at the highest level of skill to make it as easy as possible to do things that a few months ago I would have said, I'm not going there, because it matters, because we matter. And the way I lose spirit and then come back into my heart and lose my way, it gets really dark some days, and then come back to my heart. It's like this process, or something touches me, and there's this something that emerges out of that. And when I can't do it by myself, a nurse, a technician, somebody has their hand through my arm, getting me out from wherever I've been in that period of time to the next moment in time. They don't do it for fun, they do it because it allows me to have a great chance to continue to experience spirit in an endless and infinite way. So I had a real shift between terror and a whole different kind of faith, not blind faith, not that kind of, this is tried faith. This is like, it's the faith of knowing, it's the faith of moment by moment knowing that we're not alone, that life is for our good always. There's something greater in us at work, and that surrender is one of the only ways to experience the fullness of it. Not to be pathetic, but to be surrendered to it. I found something that I loved from online. I don't know what I do without Facebook. I follow 4 dictates. This is a Chinese master. I follow 4 dictates. Number 1, face it. Number 2, accept it. Number 3, deal with it. Number 4, then let it go. Profound teaching. Face it. Accept it. He's talking about a path of peace. He's talking about the Taoist way. He's talking about the flow of life. Face it. Be present to it. It didn't ask you to vote on it or whether or not you like it. Face it. Be present to the moment. Accept it. That's hard. Dee, you know, we were so in support of your journey, but nobody could do what you had to do, which was live in it and to move in and out of that state of peace and acceptance. Just, it was there, and then it was agonizing. And then it was there, and then it was agonizing. Deal with it means bring yourself to it in a way that continues to push the edges of your perception, your seeing, your awareness. It's making something of us. It's making something of us. What? I don't know. And then let it go. Because that pain that was there yesterday isn't there today. And maybe it's there for a year, and maybe it's there for a month. But we can let go of being defined by all of these various iterations of how our life shows up. We don't need to wear the badges. We don't need to carry the cross. But at the same time, we need not to deny ourselves. We need to be present to the experience of this and know what it takes to be you living the life you live in the way only you can, centered in the only one there is. There's a wonderful piece by David White. You have a few more minutes in you? Okay. David White wrote a piece, the first one was very long, and it was called My Second Life. But then he redid it, and they named it My Courageous Life. My courageous life has gone ahead and is looking back, calling me on. My courageous life has seen everything I have been and everything I have not, and has forgiven me day after day. My courageous life still wants my company, wants me to understand my life as a witness, and thus bequeath me the way ahead. My courageous life has the patience to keep teaching me how to invent my own disappearance, letting go, and how my own disappearance, my control, to reappear again, to disappear at the ego level, at the level of the need to hang on to everything, to disappear to that, and once gone, to reappear again. My courageous life wants to stop being ahead of me so that it can lie down and rest deep inside the body it has been calling on. My courageous life wants to be my foundation, showing me day after day, even against my will, how to undo myself, how to surpass myself, how to laugh as I go in the face of danger, and how to invite the right kind of perilous love, how to find a way to die of generosity, to find a way to die of generosity, openness, willingness, letting go-ness to the generosity of life, calling us forward. My courageous life. In the other iteration of this, he said, my second life. So the courageous life was the first life. The second life was I just want to lay down and tell God I have a headache. Wants to shut the door and just be quiet so nothing touches you. The second life wants to kind of wrap you in all of that soft, stuffy stuff and keep you there forever. But my courageous life has surmounted that desire and pulled me and pulls you, whether you want to go or not, into places you never dreamed, as the words say, you would go, but you could never go alone, because we never go alone. So this is for you. I hope you learn to love yourself through a godly storm, through the shimmers of love that kissed your crown as you were born. I hope you learn to love everything that makes you whole. The trickles of pain that still echo through your veins, and the purpose that kept you going, rebuilding you time and time again. I hope you learn to love the truth of all you are, whether others accept it or fear it from afar. I hope you learn to love everything that makes you you, without diluting your presence or losing your voice just to please others as you walk so gently through. I hope you learn to love your fearless, fiery side, the one that speaks so honestly without worry of reprise. I hope you live a life that you so wonderfully deserve, and that you bravely reinvent yourself as often as your soul thunders and stirs. I hope you learn to love each finality and closed door, so you can find a new beginning in sparkly showers of hope as your wings electrify, taking flight to soar. Isn't that a sweet piece? From somebody named Christine Evangelou, A Shore of Spiritual Shells, and the piece is called Showers of Hope. Sweet, just sweet. People give us such great things. Such great things show up. You go looking for something and find something amazing and wonderful. So that's it for today. I'm going to bless the offering with you. We have some little snackies. The coffee is ready to go this morning. And you know, and I know, that we will stay in touch during this time, and that Sky will keep us connected over and over and over again, so that you know where I am in process and what's going on. So she'll be the communicator, certainly in that beginning phase, and I'll check in when I can on Wednesday, the 9th, then at 11, we're going to do a half an hour. Yes, dear? Who? Oh, her. You know, she'd been a wounded warrior, Miss Kay. Her back went into some acute suffering state. So she's really been disabled by that, and has treatment coming up, and another kind of treatment coming up on Friday. So we hope to get her mobile, because there's only going to be one of us that can really function. I can't even leave our residence except to go to the hutch or the hospital. So we're praying that her back does what it needs to do so she can do what she needs to do. So I'm going to go ahead and move tomorrow, and she won't come until the weekend. Kay is my partner. A mighty woman, but this really brought her down. So thanks for your prayers for her, and your thoughts, and your card. Oh, you're standing there for a reason? It looks like a yes, please to me. Let's bless the offering. I give joyfully and easily, for God is my source, and abundance is my nature. And so it is. Thank you for your generosity. I did pretty good. This morning. Morning, Cadence. Hi, honey boy. Lily, don't trip him. Hi. Look how tall you are. Yeah. What? Hi. Take my hand. What do you think? Maybe not yet. This is mine. This one. Hi. I saw you in your angel wings. You were so beautiful. Mm-hmm. Angels among us, for sure. All right, friends, let's. Oh, yes, please. Thank you. It's true. It's coming. Let's share the prayer for protection, friends. It's unfurling one line at a time. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is swell right now. Let's stand from our circle, sing the peace song together. Turn around. Lily, let me look at your dress. That's really pretty. We're a kid. Getting stuff on it is the way it goes. Hello. Mom.
Let there be peace on earth, let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, oh peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family harmony. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joy.